Welcome in GT Counter Podcast here on a Monday, live during halftime of Minnesota and Chicago, the NFL game. We aren't going to talk much NFL though on this pod. Although I will say that Grayson, that Sunday night game, Baltimore at Buffalo, that was something special right there.
What a comeback! What a come from behind, some would say. Yeah, it was insane. It was insane. I love to see a Bills fan get permanently banned from NFL games. I mean, you never go back.
Just get out, bud. Just get out. But and then the Ravens are funny. Like if you judge the football team on 58 minutes of football and you didn't have to count that last 2-minute warning, they would have won like 4 Super Bowls already with Lamar.
Just got to finish out how to close the game, man. Got to be a closer.
They can't finish. They got finishing problems.
It's brutal. It's brutal.
Not good. You know what else is not good, Gray? Some of these week 2 results from college football. Let's go ahead and jump right into this thing. I think we've got to start in the swamp with USF marching in there and beating Florida 18-16 on a game-winning kick by Nico Gramatica, Mr. Automatica himself. As the resident USF guy here, even you in your wildest dreams, I don't know if 2-0 was the start we had in mind for the Bulls here.
It's sure as heck the start I have in mind when I run them on Dynasty every single year. This is my squad. I knew that this was the team that was. I know this team, man. They're good. Byron Brown is an absolute freak of nature. Would you consider him? He should be in the Heisman running, I would think.
Absolutely.
With the way that he's playing. But I mean, let's take the attention off USF. Outside of their coaching staff getting stuck in the elevator after partying so hard from the press box, this Florida team's bad. I mean, Billy Napier, hot seat. I saw the stat that I saw his record or whatever for his stat line, and he's 20 for 20 at Florida now. After this game, and yeah, he's a hot seat candidate. And if I'm Florida, I'm looking to see who the next coach is, and I'm praying it's Urban Meyer.
Oh, bring Herb back, huh?
Bring Herb back, baby.
You know, there's going to be a DJ Lagway conversation that needs to be had, and I don't know if America is ready for that one yet, because it was just bothersome. USF is, yes, they've got Florida talent and they can bring in recruits. Florida is talent rich. They can bring in 3 stars who are like 4 stars most places. But I mean, that's still not supposed to be good enough to walk into Florida and beat them. Lagway was not very good in this game. It was a lot of checkdowns, and frankly, it just looked like he was rusty, which I guess would make sense. If you look at some of the reporting out of there, he missed a lot of fall camp. He missed a lot of spring. He's been perpetually hurt. It's an issue. So maybe as the season goes, they'll get a little sharper, but God, that's not the loss you're going to take, because when you look at their schedule coming up, we'll get into it a little bit later this week. They're at LSU. And then the week after that, they're at Miami, who beat their brakes off last year in their own building. And their home game is Texas, and then they're at Texas A&M. So this next month, man, you're gonna have to fight for every win you can get. And there'll be dogs in all 4 of them.
They're on a downward trajectory right now, and if you're a Florida fan, you're at this point in time, if you make a bowl game after that loss, you got to be feeling good about a bowl game with Napier at this point in time, because you're looking at a bad season in the SEC. I mean,
they're on quit watch. Like, they could, if they lose these next couple of games on the road, if they're 1-3 going into Texas, like, they could just quit.
Yeah,
they could be this year's Florida State if K-State doesn't beat them to the punch.
K-State doesn't beat. Oh, jeez. Yeah, they played. I don't know. It's just bad football. I was flipping between this one and the Clemson game because you're like, holy cow, both of these teams are going to lose. What's going on? Troy bringing the hurt to Clemson and USF bringing the hurt to Florida. And the most costly play in this whole entire game is the poor long snappers no longer on scholarship at Florida after snapping the ball over the punter's head. And thank goodness the punter smokes it out of the back of the end zone because the Florida USF was about to recover for a touchdown.
It was a comedy of errors. Just bad stuff from Napier and the boys. So Florida's off to a bad start. If USF can get through this Miami game healthy, they're in the driver's seat to make the playoff, which we absolutely love to see. Byron Brown, just get out of Miami alive. Go enjoy your Friday night life, and we'll just see you next week, bud. Yeah. We don't need you doing anything this week. Just save yourself and let's keep the train moving. But God, what a win for USF. And yeah, like you said, Florida's a program in turmoil here. I do think next up, as our guy Cole says, it's time to talk a little Sooner football. Your home state. I'm not going to say your home team because we know what it is with us and OU here, but 24-13 over Michigan. And I would argue that it wasn't even all that close. I mean, OU had some like elementary school turnovers in this game. Like they roughed a punter, they muffed a punt. Isaiah Satania muffed a punt there that led to Michigan getting really good field position. Omosigo, which we're familiar with here from his brother being at SNU, roughed the punter. But even then, it's an 11-point victory. It goes just like we talked with Arch last week at Ohio State. If you're a young quarterback who hasn't played much ball and your first true road start is an environment like that, it's just going to be tough to win. And Underwood was like 9 of 24. I'm
going to be honest. Everybody gave Arch so much crap for his play against Ohio State. Bryce Underwood played way worse, significantly worse. I mean, this box score is when you look at the 13 points, you're like, man, they got 13 points, and one of them was the 75-yard touchdown run to start the second half, and like you said, you get a field goal on a botched punt. And the other three was they finally decided they could drive the field down when it didn't matter late in the game, and who cares? It was, I mean, he played horrible. I mean, it was atrocious football. And I mean, you kind of blame it on the Michigan coaching staff for trying to run the ball every single play and not really giving him any. They did they decided they were going to Mike Denbrock him, except for they were going to actually run the football instead of doing short passes the whole entire game, but. It was bad. Nothing gets you more fired up as a Michigan fan than to see your starting quarterback screaming at your starting running back on the sideline. So
that was crazy. Like Underwood's 18 years old, and this dude who just came from Bama, he's just getting in his ass. I was like, oh, wasn't expecting that, but I do love to see it though, and I do think Underwood's going to be good. Like you said, I don't think the offensive coordinator did him any help at all. He was able to do some things kind of rolling him out when they were able to move the pocket a little bit, but there were far too many plays where he was just statue back there, and both defensive lines dominated this game. Oklahoma's defensive line was very impressive to me after they didn't look all that good against Illinois State. Came to play this week, so good job to them. And then maybe a theme here with OU, the running backs averaged less than 3 yards a carry, 19 carries for like 54 yards. It's not good back there, man. The only real consistent run game they had was with Mateer which to his credit, he was phenomenal in this game, even though he did throw a few YOLO balls, which had me very, very confused. Like he was kind of whipping it over the seam. I was like, whoa, man, you probably shouldn't make that throw.
He is not scared to throw the ball in danger. That is a guarantee. And it's something he's going to have to be really composed about when he plays a good SEC team, because you're not going to be able to just throw the ball down the seam in danger every single play. He's great. Don't get me wrong. I think that he's at this point in time, he's the front runner for the Heisman. There's no questions about it. He's played really good in these 2 games outside of, the overthrow that he had in the Michigan game. He overthrows a receiver on a post route. But I think he's been really good on his reads and everything. He slings the ball, and good God, does he hum that thing. I mean, he's smoking the ball. My biggest problem is that if Moneyline Mateer is going to be your running back in this offense, is he going to be able to take the hurt of 15 hits a game when he plays this SEC schedule? That is not easy. OU's schedule is probably one of the most brutal in the SEC this year. It's probably in the top 5, easily. So I don't think he'll be able to keep the load that way. Where my personal thought is I think OU is good. I also don't think Michigan is good. So that's where I'm at on this one. I think OU is a better team, but I don't think Michigan is that good.
It wouldn't surprise me if both teams are like 8-4, 9-3, maybe even 10-2 if things go right. But I think OU is just going to be better, but they'll just play a tougher schedule and they might take a couple more dings. Like, wouldn't surprise me at all if OU is like 9-3, Michigan's 9-3, but we look back on it, it's like, oh yeah, if they were to play again, OU would be favored to win that game again. Like, it's just kind of would be the way it is with scheduling and things like that. But I do have to give credit to Mateer, man. He's very much he's got a screw loose in the brain, which you kind of have to if you're going to run like a maniac like that. And I just respect the absolute shit out of it. I just do. There's something about it. I'm me. I'm not an OU guy, but to your credit, to Cole's credit, to everybody there in Oklahoma, they got a dude there, man. So it was fun to watch him play. I do have to give them that.
My other point on this game is, Jaron Kanik moved from linebacker to tight end this year. And that was a outstanding move by Venables. That's as good as it gets. He's played awesome at the tight end spot. That dude is not scared of contact. On the one counter play that they ran with Mateer on the goal line, that dude comes humming through like a freaking rocket and just meets a linebacker in the hole, and they both stalemated, but sure as heck, that dude's feeling that hit to this day. So, Kanik looks awesome. It's cool watching him play. It's almost as cool as watching him come up on the scoreboard holding his dog like a shotgun. They're all good things, man. All good things here.
Yeah, I remember that counterplay you were talking about. He follows the guard around. It is just an absolute haymaker in the hole there. And Mateer, he kind of gets spilled a little bit, but Mateer follows his block outside there, and it's a touchdown. So, yeah, Kanik's kind of, you get like a former linebacker who's not afraid of, meeting somebody in the hole there. I think those are good tight end types. So he'll fit right in there. I think his hands were better than I expected to. I know he missed the one on the kind of not a goal line fade, but it was kind of a slot fade there where he was kind of running towards that bike pylon. Maybe Mateer overshot him just a touch. Maybe he just didn't run the route all the way through, but you can see whiffs of it. It's kind of close with him.
That was on their reverse flea flicker, right? They ran a reverse flea flicker back to him. Yeah. It was, that was an awesome play. If he catches it, it would have been a really awesome play, but it looked good.
It did. They can come back to that later.
Yeah, I don't know if I would have whipped that out that early in the season, but
especially while you're winning.
Yeah, got it in the bag. Might as well throw it.
Hey,
an exclamation point on this bad boy. Goodness gracious.
As fans of teams who have not shown any creativity thus far through 2 weeks, we would love to see something like that.
Yeah. Hey, you know what, though? After watching that game, I feel very confident in the way that CJ Carr played in week 1. So, after watching another true freshman quarterback, seeing Archer's performance at Ohio State, seeing Bryce Underwood's performance on the road against a good defense, I feel a lot better about the way CJ Carr played. So I hope that we play good on Saturday. If we don't, might have to figure something out.
Yeah. Hey, at least he gets it at home. He does get it at home.
we might be leading candidates to get Chip Kelly to leave the Raiders. So if if we
Oh,
don't win on Saturday,
the old chipper.
well, I would love Chip Kelly. I mean, he's at my team no matter what, so it doesn't matter. But
Just transfer him back down to college.
yeah, transfer him back down. There you go.
Well, speaking of college, there's no game that amplifies college football more than El Asico, which in this case was truly ass. 16-13. The second half might have set offensive football back to 1987. There's just no ifs, ands, or buts about it. I saw a stat that Mark Gronowski, he's thrown for 127 yards combined in the first 2 weeks. That is the fewest by any Big Ten quarterback in the last 30 years.
Hey, you know what? I'm sorry. I was high on this Iowa team going into this season. I said, this Iowa team, they have a quarterback that might actually be decent. He's a transfer in. This might be the year Iowa takes the step up in the Big Ten. I was like, they might take that step up. They might be the playoff team. And what I said was, Iowa's going to be a playoff team, and Oregon's not going to be a playoff team this year. And am I an idiot?
Well,
and am I an idiot? Oh my goodness. Yeah. So, well, I've seen enough about Iowa to know they wouldn't win the Big 12 right now. So,
they might not win the MAC.
Yeah.
You saw how Toledo beat Western Kentucky this weekend by like 24. Ohio beat West Virginia. Iowa might not win the MAC.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not disagreeing at all. I'm not disagreeing at all.
Again, shout out to Iowa State 3-0, but every single one of their wins has managed to get worse and worse as weeks go on. K-State loses to Army as 18-point home favorites. You do hate to see that. Army last seen losing to Tarleton State, the pride of Stephenville. Go on the road, beat.
Who's 3-0, by the way? 3-0 boys up in Stephenville.
How about that? Good FCS team. Good program. Yeah. Still shouldn't beat Army at Army, but good program nonetheless. And then South Dakota got absolutely mollywopped by Iowa State, but then they turn around and lose to Lamar, who's not a great FCS program. It's like, well, maybe that's not very good. And then you got Iowa, who, granted, anytime you win El Asico, you're not going to complain, but I mean, it just wasn't very impressive at 16-13. They had like 240 yards.
Yeah.
But you win the games that are on your schedule, and if you do that enough, you're going to be okay. So just keep winning for the Iowa State boys. 3-0 is a good start nonetheless.
Do you like Iowa State to win the Big 12 right now? Are they one of your front runners? Or?
A front runner, yes. I don't think they're the front runner. I think I would probably put Utah there.
Okay.
Utah kind of looks like a war machine at this point. I think they've outscored their first two opponents like somewhere along the lines of 106-19. Like they're just a war machine.
Do you like are you still high on Kansas? Even I guess that's a game we'll talk about here in a second. Forget about it.
Yeah, we can go ahead and get into that one. The border war, which was Kansas gets out to a 21-6 lead, and then by the end of the second quarter, that sucker is gone. So Missouri ends up winning 42-31. They ended up outgaining Kansas by over 300 yards in the game. So the game was close. But I mean, Kansas had a lead in the fourth quarter, but they were getting box scored to death. And finally, it just caught up with them. Bo Prapula, I was not aware of his work as a thrower. He was like 30 of 39 for 350 yards. So props to him. That was an impressive showing by him. Missouri had 200-yard rushers. That's kind of what Drink wants, that you see the balance. And maybe Prabula is not going to throw for 350 every game, but you get 200-yard rushers, or at least close to it, they're going to be in good shape. So good win by Missouri. I was all over Kansas in that game, thought they'd win it. And Missouri came out in that second half, man, and that was impressive. It was very impressive.
I was hot on KU as well in this. I picked KU to win. But man, is Mizzou good? I mean, it was Luther Burden and Theo Wees just holding this team down from their from their ceiling. Because goodness gracious, these wide receivers this week cooked. I mean,
Yeah,
they're
they
all
did.
over the John. Oh
Yeah,
my
it
gosh.
was very impressive, man. And Missouri's schedule is manageable too. They've got some room here to run, so
Yeah.
they could
Their
very easily be 5 or 6-0.
yeah, their schedule is very easy enough that they could very likely finish a 3-loss Mizzou team that could sneak into a playoff. I mean,
Without
genuinely.
a doubt. Without a doubt.
So
Let's talk Illinois Duke. I was all over Duke in this game. That line you see from a lot of people that are like, "Oh, this line kind of stinks." Illinois 10-win team last year. They're only a 3-point road favorite. And then Duke promptly turns it over 5 times in the game. Even though they outgained Illinois, they're -5 in turnovers, lose by 26 at home. It's kind of a veteran team in Illinois, man. And if you're not built for that, they'll just wait you out and make you make mistakes. And Darian Mensah and Duke were happy to do so. So that was impressive. I was very wrong about that game, and got to own that one. Illinois, they put it to them, and that was impressive.
yeah, if you go look at the stats on Mensa in this game, his stat line doesn't look too bad. And then you go all the way over and you see QBR and you're like, that's why they scored 19 points. I mean, he just played a bad football game. And from stat line to stat line, it doesn't look that bad. But he did not play good. He really did not.
Nope. Game of the day. Can we get some Heisman love for our guy Sawyer Robertson? He's only through the first 2 games thrown for a combined 857 yards. That's 428 yards a game. 7 touchdowns, no picks. They beat SMU in double overtime, 48-45. They were down 14 points with just under 6 minutes remaining, come back and tie the game. Then they win it in double overtime after SMU missed a 38-yard kick. Sawyer, man, this Baylor defense is complete crap. And that stinks for Dave Aranda, who has made his freaking bones being a defensive coordinator at LSU. But he's got an offense that can absolutely hum. And Sawyer Robertson, man, if Baylor can find a way to go like 9-3 or 10-2, Sawyer Robertson might be your Heisman winner. The way that guy is playing, he has been absolutely incredible. I can't say enough about him.
He's getting Patrick Mahomes type passing attempts in college. I mean, the way Patrick Mahomes was at Texas Tech, this dude threw the ball 50 times in this game. 34 for 50. Who gets to throw the ball? How many college quarterbacks get to hum the ball 50 times a game?
Not many.
I mean, I would kill to play in Baylor's offense and 3-step protect every single play. Goodness gracious. Give me a
and you've got splits that are about 3 feet wide, and you're just spread them out, man. God, those are the glory days.
Old Mike Leach day, baby. Give me the
That's right.
Give me the wide splits, the 3-step drop back, throw the ball 50 times a game. They actually, they threw the ball 50 times, but they ran the ball 44 times. So, I mean,
I was about to say a lot of plays in this one. They were getting up and down.
Yeah.
SMU's defense not very good either. But for Baylor, man, they've done this against these aren't FCS teams. Sawyer threw for these yards against Auburn and then SMU, 2 Power 4 teams. And here before too long, they've got TCU coming up, and that's going to be another track meet too. So,
based off of this game, are you more worried about Baylor or are you more worried about SMU?
SMU, 100%. 100%.
You think SMU is about to get dog walked a bit in this ACC conference after watching this one?
They could. I think their offense is going to be pretty good, but that defense is very concerning. They don't have corners. They just straight up don't. So it's any team that's got receivers. Like they played Clemson this year, and Clemson's got dudes outside whenever they're healthy. I don't know if they draw Miami or not. Miami's receiver room's a little down, but
a little down. Miami's.
I mean, CJ Daniels was awfully impressive week 1, and it's not what it was last year with like Restrepo and some of those guys.
That freshman kid is a freak show. Tony?
Oh. Yes, he is. Yes. I forgot about him.
That kid is weird. Weird as, oh man. Yeah.
So
I
will
think
worry
if
more about SMU.
Yeah, if SMU got to play Miami, they're getting freaking track meted out there. So
I would tend to agree. And God, I just worry about them. I just do. So we'll see what it looks like in the coming weeks though. Real quickly, let's talk a little bit Ole Miss at Kentucky. Ole Miss actually wins the game this year. They win 30-23. Ugly game though. It's kind of the ball that Kentucky plays. That's just kind of what they do. They are conducive to these grindy type games. Really kind of bogs Kiffin and Ole Miss down in particular. So good for them to get a win. Austin Simmons got a little dinged up at the end, but Ole Miss being 2-0 and they get to go play another little sister of the poor here again in a couple weeks. So they'll be okay. Kentucky is not a very good team though.
Is Calzada the worst quarterback in the SEC this year? I mean, he is horrid.
If Ben Goldbranson and Stanford didn't exist, he'd be the worst Power 4 quarterback.
That is fair.
But Stanford is closer to they're closer to a Mountain West team than they are an ACC team. That team is not very good.
Poor Andrew Luck. They gave a whole documentary about him on game day for that to happen to the collie.
You just hate to see it. You truly do. We talked a little Army. They beat K-State on the road. They held the ball for basically the entirety of the second half. K-State ran 13 total plays in the second half. 13. Army had three drives that were 13 plus plays in the second half. Just ball control, baby.
Is there any world K-State can come back from this? I mean, Avery Johnson is playing horrible. This offense without with that running back out, this offense is inexistent. Until we get tell me his name. That's why I can't think of it off the top of my head. Dylan Edwards.
Yep.
Until we get Dylan Edwards back from concussion protocol, I mean, this offense is it's one dimensional and it is just bad. It is just so bad.
They'll be lucky to make a bowl at this point with how compacted the Big 12 is. That'd be good work to get to a bowl from 1 and 2.
Would you give them any room to work with at 1 and 2 with Dylan Edwards out for 3 games if they come back and put a hurting on the rest of their schedule?
Sure. They play Arizona next week. Arizona's not all that good. Yeah, there's a path, but they better fix it quick or else you're starting to get into quit watch, and that's not a place you want to be. Arizona State lost at Mississippi State. More Cowbell gets a big home win. Big goal line stop. Arizona State had it first and goal at the 1 at the 2-minute warning, and 3 straight stops. They kicked the field goal to go up by 3. Then very similar to that Texas play on 4th and 13 last year in the Peach Bowl, Arizona sends the house only for Blake Shapen to beat them deep, and they hit on a 58-yard touchdown pass to win the game. Good win for Mississippi State. I don't know how sustainable it is. Shapen's a little bit injury prone, but it was great to see, obviously. Arizona State, a little concerning. They did run the ball, which was very nice to see with Kanye Udo. But Sam Levitt was god awful in this game.
That's the worst I think I've seen him play. I mean, he was horrible.
Yeah, and they didn't look all that good last week against Northern Arizona either. So I just need to see a little bit more of it without Scattaboo, but just know it has my eye that maybe and I was on this because I was Team Utah to start this year, and they've only beat the crap out of everybody. But Arizona State, and granted, long season, they haven't even played a conference game yet, but I don't know. Just got my eye on them. Maybe they're not as good as people thought.
Yeah. And, I think the best part about this whole entire game was watching Dillingham have a meltdown when the ref didn't call chop block on that 55-yard touchdown.
That was crazy.
And it was a bad chop block. Chop block.
That was a bad miss. I can't believe they picked that flag up.
Yeah. Oh, it was terrible. It was terrible. But he about lost it. He about spilled his giblets everywhere.
Yeah, he let him know on that one.
Oh yeah.
Some top teams who kind of played with their food a little bit. Georgia only beat Austin P 28-6. LSU only beat La Tech 23-7. Texas only beat San Jose 38-7, although that game was 0-0 late into the first quarter before San Jose just got butterfingers there and forgot how to hold on to the football, which for me, I love to see, but not the most sustainable model of success there. South Carolina, they played pretty terribly against South Carolina State 38-10. So I'm not going to read too much into those when you're playing kind of little sister of the poor teams. They're not all that good. They're not going to challenge you all that much. But Georgia goes to play Tennessee this week in Knoxville. And let me just say that they have not exactly inspired confidence these first 2 weeks. I'm not sure Gunnar Stockton can play.
I think it's very apparent that we saw what Gunnar Stockton's ability is when he plays a big-time team when they played Notre Dame in the playoffs last year. He's not the guy, pal. I mean, he just isn't. If Georgia wanted to win a national championship this year, they should have brought Carson Beck back because that guy can get the job done. And Georgia fans hated that guy and petrified him and made him feel like he was the worst player in the world. And yeah, this is what Georgia gets, man. They deserve every last minute of this. I don't know what's worse, Georgia fans hating on their quarterback or Georgia's team's driving record. I mean, it's pretty up there. It's a pretty close
neck and neck. And then I should have mentioned Clemson only beating Troy 27-16. They were down 16-3 at half. Like, hello? Are we okay there?
Yeah, and they're going to lose this week, Tyler. If there was an upset that's going to happen this week, it's an 11 o'clock sleepy game at Georgia Tech and Haynes King against this Clemson defense that's susceptible to a running quarterback. Let Georgia Tech cook. Let them cook this weekend.
Georgia Tech's a monster killer too, man. You saw it last year. They're not afraid to go beat big teams. They hung with Georgia. They are not afraid to go beat and hang with these big time teams. I'm right there with you. They didn't play Haynes King last week. They just told him they played some, the Helen Keller School of the Deaf and Blind. So they said, you know what? Take the week off. We'll see you next week at home. And they beat whoever they beat like 55-12. So they got him a nice little bye week. He's going to be rested, ready to go. They're going to let him cook in this game.
And Georgia Tech is a team that, you look at their schedule right now and you see, wow, they played Colorado really, really close. They gave Colorado the ball 3 times in the first 5 minutes of the game. They handed it right back to them and still beat Colorado. I mean, this Georgia Tech team is not a bad team, a very competitive ACC team, and an 11 o'clock sleepy game at home, this is a scary game for Clemson. Very scary, especially with the way that offense is playing. Because Georgia Tech loves to play physical football, and their defense is good. Their defense is going to play football against them. So
that they are. And they're only favored, Clemson is, by just 3.5. Just 3.5 on the road at Georgia Tech. That
stinky line.
It's gonna be. I'm right there with you. I think GT wins. I wouldn't be surprised if they win by double digits.
Yeah,
I wouldn't. You could paint me a picture where Georgia Tech just has the ball for 38 minutes of the game. Haynes King runs for 180 yards. Jamal Haynes, their other stud running back, runs it for like 150 yards, and they win 38-20, and they have the ball for 38 minutes. Like, There's a path for that.
Yep, I agree.
And then one last game, this was thoughts and condolences to Mike Gundy and all of his family. 69-3 in Eugene. Is that it for him? Like, what are we doing?
The corpse of Oklahoma State it's done. It's over, man. They are. Boone Pickens is rolling in his grave right now. If Boone Pickens was alive, this Oklahoma State football team would be something special. But He's not, and they don't have any funding to get them where they need to be NIL wise. So I don't think they could bring in anybody that's going to make them a competitive team. I mean, if OU's having funding problems in Oklahoma, imagine how Oklahoma State feels. They're like little brother. So,
yeah. And especially when you've got a guy like Gundy, who's not the most innovative, we'll go with. So, yeah, the thing that I get to with this is what's even the point of running the string out on this? Like you can very clearly tell that's a corpse. That's a dead team walking. Why even? And I get it. Maybe you don't want to fire the most successful coach and an Oklahoma State alumnus. You don't want to run him out the door. I get that. You want him to leave on his own terms. But what are we doing here, man? I mean, it's not going to get any better. Zane Flores is not the savior. Haas Haney's out for another month. You're going to start Big 12 play, and you're going to be overmatched in all of those games too. It's just I just find it very hard to see what exactly the vision is.
And their schedule, correct me if I'm wrong, is pretty brutal when it comes to the Big 12.
They didn't get very lucky in terms of draws. They got
Baylor, Tech, Kansas State, and Iowa State.
Yeah.
And honestly, to be perfectly honest with you, they probably lose to Houston. They probably lose to USF or UCF.
Houston put a hurt on Rice yesterday. And I only say that because they're very unique. They run kind of like the spread triple option there. They got a ton of stuff going on in their run game. And Houston, held them 9 points and beat them 35-9. Like, that Houston team's legit.
Yeah. And if Cincinnati looks anything like they looked again when they played Nebraska, they're probably losing to Cincinnati too. They're probably getting their doors blown off by Cincinnati.
And I know Cincy only won by 14 yesterday, but they fumbled several times and didn't have much luck in getting it back. So they could have very easily beat Bowling Green by 28. So, yeah, I'd be stunned if Oklahoma State won 5 games, let alone 6.
They might. Looking at their schedule, they'll beat Tulsa this weekend.
Will they?
Then they'll have a toss up against Arizona, a toss up against, I don't know. You think Houston and Cincinnati are going to blow their doors off?
I think they wouldn't be favored to win any of those games.
3 games looks pretty good. They have a toss up against USF or UCF.
Do they play Tulsa at home or is it in Tulsa?
In Tulsa.
Wow, they're going to. Oh, okay.
Yep,
if you had to guess, what do you think the spread is in that game?
I bet it's 8 points.
Well, let me see.
It might be more than that. I don't know. How bad are they justifying Tulsa is? Tulsa won this past weekend.
Tulsa just lost to New Mexico State, so there's that. But never mind. That game's next week. They got to bye this week.
Yeah.
So they're probably going to be 2 touchdown favorites though.
Well,
but either way, bad stuff for Gundy.
Yeah, terrible.
Anything else week 2?
One thing I want to say, did Nico make the worst decision he ever could have made going to UCLA? That offensive line at UCLA is god awful. They might be the worst offensive line in all of Power 4.
The weapons aren't any better than what he had at Tennessee either.
No, it is horrid watching them play. And he's not even playing that bad, but he gets, if he's getting 3 seconds in the pocket, they're blocking good that day. He's getting hummed at every single play.
They had 3 points against UNLV in the first half, and UNLV's defense is complete trash.
I don't know. He's probably going to get hurt when they get into conference play.
They're going to be worse than they were last year, and it's going to be not even close either.
Yeah, and they get to play New Mexico this week, who, if New Mexico plays anyway close to how they played against Michigan, I love 15.5 for New Mexico.
Man, they're a tough team to prepare for. They got some. You saw it against Michigan. They had some wrinkles, man. They're not afraid to throw some motions and some trick plays at you.
I wouldn't be surprised if New Mexico came out and beat them, beat UCLA. So,
given what we've seen from this UCLA team, absolutely not.
Yeah. Anyway,
absolutely not. So
we can get into week 3 games.
Week 3 going to be headlined by 3 ranked matchups, I believe. The first of which being Georgia at Tennessee. Georgia's just a 3.5 point favorite there. Georgia's had Tennessee's number here lately, but like we talked about with Stockton, I'm not sure he's the guy. Georgia's defense is still elite, and Joey Aguilar will throw you the football, but he's looked pretty good thus far. So granted, competition. Syracuse just got taken to OT by UConn, and that UConn team's not very good. And they played East Tennessee State. So, okay, man, good job. You hung 72. Neat. But it's in Knoxville. It's a sketchy spot. I would lean towards Georgia. I think they're going to win the game. But would I be all that shocked if they lost? Probably not.
I think that Tennessee is good, but I think Kirby Smart definitely finds a way to win this game. I think I would lay the 3.5. I think Georgia wins by more than 3.5.
I'm gonna wait and see if it gets to 3. If it gets to an even field goal, I'll beat it up there. But I'm with you. I just think the talent level on Georgia, up and down. They had some O-line injuries this last week too, so if they're a little bit healthier there, I expect them to be able to run the football on Tennessee. It just should be an overall talent level that Tennessee can't get to. We'll see though. I mean, they play the games for a reason, and if Aguilar gets hot, I guess you never know, but I would lean towards Georgia in that game for sure. 3:30 on the CW, which guarantees this game is going to get weird. USF, fresh off beating Florida in the swamp, just stay in state. They go to Miami, face off with the Canes. This line is 17.5 point favorites for Miami. I just feel like this is kind of the spot where you kind of get a little bit of a letdown. I mean, it's such an emotional high. You saw it. Their coaches are stalling the elevator out because they're celebrating in the press box. And, you can only imagine what that locker room was like in the flight home. And, I mean, it's got to be incredible for them. And you got to feel good for Golesh and Byron Brown and all of those dudes over there. But, this is a tough spot, man, going back on the road to Miami. And you're not sneaking up on them anymore, man. You got a nice little number next to your name. And I just wouldn't be surprised if USF slips up here. But even if they do, they're still going to be your favorite to be the G5 rep in the playoff, just due to the quality of win they have against Boise and at Florida. So, I wouldn't be all that surprised if they did take a loss here, but I'm not going to underestimate them. Given everything that's happened in the last couple of weeks, I don't think you can. So I'll lean towards Miami in the points, but I'll be tuned in. I want to see it.
I think this game could be very. There's 2 ways this game goes. Miami comes out and they start off hot and they kind of step on their throat right from the get-go and basically make them tap. Or USF kind of straggles along the whole entire game and they lose by, 2 scores. But I don't see a world where USF wins this game. Not because Miami beat Notre Dame, but just because I think Miami at home is going to be tough to beat for anybody. Especially, if they got a scheme designed for Carson Beck to stand in the pocket and not allow any pressure at all and let him throw the ball wherever the heck he wants to throw the ball because that O-line's so big and so good and will freaking lean on you the whole entire game. So, yeah, I like Miami in this game. 17.5 looks like a lot to me. So I don't know if I could lay the points, but I think that money line is free.
I will say I'm not going to give them no chance because this is Mario Cristobal we're talking about. So you do have to factor that in. So there is that is working for USF. And if they I kind of agree with you in that there's two ways this is going to go. Miami's going to come out and either stomp them early and it's 21-0 at the end of the first quarter, and USF's kind of like, all right, let's just get out of here healthy, and you're looking at 45-17 or something like that. Or this game's close, and if it is close, it's probably going to come down to the wire. And I wouldn't be shocked at all if USF won a close game. I just think that it's more likely that Miami blows them out than USF wins it. Then, I don't see a middle ground where like Miami wins by like 10. I think it's either going to be Miami by 20 or USF wins it outright.
Yeah. Well, Mario can throw away any game. That is a guarantee. We talked about it earlier today. Him and Billy Napier, give them 2 or 3 weeks to get out of an escape room. I don't know if they got a chance. There's not much going on up top on either one of these guys. That is guaranteed. Time management is not of the essence for either one of these gentlemen.
Not at all. And for that, I do have to appreciate them because they are content machines. And for that, we are very grateful. Yeah. It's always good to know that you've got a game in your back pocket where it's like, well, truly anything could happen here.
Yeah.
Let's talk Irish. Home against Texas A&M. I'll leave the preview mostly to you here, but I will say this. I think Texas A&M's defense is markedly worse than it was last year. I don't think they can stop the run as well. You saw that with UTSA running it up and down on them. Their secondary doesn't seem like they can still cover and zone. Elko's been pretty pissed off about it for a lot of the year. This is even dating back to the end of last year where they just straight up couldn't play zone. So they were playing man, and that's not an Elko scheme. He likes to play zone. So, I don't think their defense is as good. I still wonder about Notre Dame's defense coming off the Miami game. Yeah. Granted, Miami's got a unique offensive line situation. Texas A&M's got a good offensive line too, though. Granted, Marcel Reed is not Carson Beck. He presents a different set of problems, more so with the legs. If this game is decided by Marcel Reed's arm, I think Notre Dame's going to win it pretty comfortably.
Is Marcel Reed going to play? Because he got hurt on Saturday.
Yeah, it sounded like it was a precautionary thing. Elko after the game said he could have gone back in. They just didn't push him, which I get. You're playing Utah State. So I'll say Notre Dame wins. I think it's going to be higher scoring than last year's game was. I think they probably win somewhere along the lines of like 31-24. We'll call it that.
Yeah, I think you're going to see a lot from Notre Dame this week. I think that the slander that this coaching staff has gotten on social media for their play in the Miami game, I think you're going to see Jeremiah Love probably touch the ball 30 times on Saturday. I think you're probably going to see this defense blitz 50 to 75% of the time for how passive they played in the Miami game. Marcus Freeman is no idiot. They've been analyzing tape. They've been going back on that Miami game and figuring out every single error that they possibly made, and they're finding a way to play more aggressive, more high, more tone, more physical football. Because what we played out in Miami is not the Marcus Freeman staple of football. And I think you're going to probably see a very pissed off Notre Dame team on Saturday that's very well could blow the doors off Texas A&M. And I wouldn't be surprised if, last year when Notre Dame lost their game to Northern Illinois, poor Purdue got a raunt of like 67-0 or something in their game. So poor Texas A&M, who's a good football team, gets to be a victim this week, unfortunately. Hopefully I don't eat my words, but I think Notre Dame is going to beat them pretty handily on Saturday. So.
If Notre Dame is serious about being a title team, about being able to run back what last year's team did, it's this game where it starts. It's going to be a game that Notre Dame wins and wins relatively comfortably.
Yeah. This is a big time momentum push for the season.
Night game in South Bend. It's got to be now.
It's at this point in time with Notre Dame's schedule, it's win or go home. Because if you don't win this game, I don't know if 2-loss Notre Dame gets in the playoffs against a 3-loss SEC team that played a hard schedule. We're not going to play anybody the rest of the year. USC, who's looked honestly
USC,
who's actually looked pretty decent throughout the course of.
Haven't played anybody, but yeah, they put up points.
Yep. So, but yeah, that's my that's where I'm at. I think we need to come out and blow the doors off A&M. So, no choice.
I hope it happens. Happens. Some other games, Clemson at GT, we've kind of talked about already. We're both on Georgia Tech pulling an upset here. Wisconsin goes to Bama. That's an 11 a.m.er. Wisconsin's not very good. They've got quarterback issues. I think Billy Edwards will be back. Not sure it matters all that much, though. I think Bama's got a caliber of athlete that Fickle and them don't have at Wisconsin. It's 20.5, though. That's a big number to lay. But I think Bama probably wins pretty comfortably. I just think they're a better football team than Wisconsin is. Yeah. Oregon goes to Northwestern. That game's on the lakefront. They're on Northwestern's Cracker Box Field. It's got like 12,000 seats. You do love to see it. That'll be fun. Oregon's going to roll them, though. I mean, they might hook the inflatable duck up out there in the middle of Lake Michigan. Just post it up out there as a Phil Knight advertising campaign. But, I mean, they're going to beat the brace off Northwestern.
For the sweating Betty degenerates out there, two of my favorite games to bet on this week are in the Pac-12 after dark slate. You get Boston College at Stanford. BC is 11.5-point favorites in this game. Sign me up. Stamp it down. I think BC is about to lay the hammer down on Stanford. I like 2-3 touchdowns easy in this game. And then, my boy Reed would be proud of us in the chat. We're rowing the boats on Saturday as well. Minnesota, 2.5-point favorites against a stinky Cal team. I love 2.5 for Minnesota. So those are
fun quarterback matchup there. Drake Lindsay against Sago Palatele, I believe is his name. True freshman out there playing for Cal. He's a lefty, can absolutely spin it. So that'll be fun to see there. And then BC, man, that Michigan State game, they played better than Michigan State did. Yeah. I was impressed with Lonergan. He threw the ball really, really well in that game. I was impressed with Childs too. Like, he's kind of been the turnover king, especially last year, but he was really good in that game. He was good at tucking the ball down. He didn't take anything egregious in terms of sacks or, throwing the ball into harm's way. He was really good, man. So I got to give him credit there for the way he played.
Can we just in that game though? Can we just talk about how BC does not have a 2-point play to run? It was horrible.
That was egregious. They absolutely should have gone for 2 in the first overtime.
How do you not have a 2-point play to run? That's gonna make your money there.
2 words. Bill O'Brien. The guy stinks.
Just bad, man. Just bad.
I couldn't understand it. I really couldn't. Like, if you're the road team there, your offense has been humming all game. You haven't been able to get a stop to save your life. And you score a touchdown and you've got the game in your hands and you're like, no, thanks. We'll go play overtime again. You're begging for it. You're begging to get beat. I don't know what to tell you, man.
You deserve to lose. You deserve to
exactly.
Lose. And then you go out there and run the most horrendous 2-point play in double OT. You run a horrible 2-point play. Like, Bill O'Brien doesn't have any imagination in his mind. You're like, yeah, let's just hand the ball off. Why not?
Whenever I saw that play, I was like, oh, that's why you didn't go for 2 the first time. You didn't like that play.
Yeah. What an idiot. What an idiot.
Oh, my God.
I mean, you don't have anything. You don't have a trial and error play that you've run 100 times on the scout team defense for your 2-point play, just in case.
Nope. Bad
I was hoping I was going to see swinging gate coming out the front door. I mean, something creative.
Nope. Nope. There's no room for fun there at BC.
Swinging gate, move everybody back into the formation, get in the wing T, baby. Let's run the ball.
Yeah, to run a triple option. Something
cool. I mean, you got to have some sort of. These guys are so stale. No imagination these days. None. Zero.
None.
Where's Coach Dan Casey when you need him?
That's right. A weird game this week. Utah goes to Laramie to play Wyoming. We know weird things happen in Laramie, so I'll have a corner pocket dedicated to Utah there in Laradice because, could get weird. Get weird. I'd like to call.
Does Vandy plays South Carolina?
I was just going there.
That line is tight.
I'd like to call an upset. I think Vandy whips them.
Oh, there it is.
South Carolina has played like cheeks. They have 3 punt returns for touchdowns this year.
Yeah. Their offense does not look great.
Their offense has averaged 20 points a game against a very bad Virginia Tech team who this Vandy team blew the doors off of last week. And then South Carolina State, where they were losing at one point in the second quarter of that game.
Yeah.
Like this South Carolina offense.
I think it was scoreless through a quarter and a half. Nobody had scored any points.
And don't get me wrong, Sellers is an absolute specimen, but they are not playing good offense right now. I don't know what they've done to deserve the benefit of the doubt of being a 6-point favorite here.
Yeah.
I just don't. I think Vandy beats them.
Not with the way Diego Pavia is putting his body on the line every single game.
That lead block he threw after the pitch on the option, what a maniac.
Goes out there, runs option. He's like, I didn't even want to run the ball. I just wanted to block. Tosses the ball, smokes the safety. Good night.
It's that meme of the Madden play or the college football play where it's just a pitch and it just says run through a motherfucker's face. that's Pavia.
If the running back had any sort of vision, he would have crib called that because Diego Pavia took out the corner and the safety in one block.
Lowered the shoulder. I mean, it was incredible.
He definitely he must have been watching Cam Scatabo play on Sunday because he got his mind just right to hit somebody. Did you see that play where Scatabo catches the ball on the initial line of scrimmage, catches the ball, trucks the corner, trucks the safety. The safety's falling back, trucks him again.
Yes. I was like, more, please.
He's like, more people, more bodies.
Just eating these dudes for breakfast, man.
He's like, I don't even want to score. I just want to hit the most amount of people at a time.
Just trying to run through your freaking eye hole.
Oh, jeez.
So, yes, Vandy's going to beat South Carolina. LSU is home to Florida. I still think that game can get interesting if Florida puts it together. The line's gotten all the way out to like 10. I think that might be a touch of an overreaction. I don't know if I trust LSU all that much, but interesting game nonetheless. I do think even though Florida just lost to USF, they still got talent. If they put it together, I don't know, maybe.
Yeah.
Iowa plays UMass, who just lost to Bryant, an FCS school. UMass, if it was possible to score negative points in a game, UMass would probably do that against Iowa this week. That's of course Iowa might not score many points either, but nonetheless.
Is Eastern Michigan in contention for the worst team in FBS at the moment?
Yes.
They
the MAC as a whole, the bottom of the MAC is atrocious.
I mean, Eastern Michigan lost to Long Island University.
Yeah,
on Saturday.
You see what Akron did at Nebraska? They got outgained by 600 yards. It was like 700 to 150.
Oh my!
I didn't know that was possible. And Nebraska throws nothing but checkdowns.
That's insane. How many yards did Riola throw for? Oh God, 364. What a man!
Yeah, he made some NIL money that game.
Yeah, big time. Oh, let's go. Jettis with another tutty?
Yeah, first one.
Let's go.
Didn't get the 2-point conversion though, but they're back within a score at 17-12. That was a dot by JJ too. The throw was an absolute laser. Let it rip.
We're here.
Pitt is at West Virginia. Backyard brawl. West Virginia just lost to Ohio. Last time Rich Rod coached in this game, it was when number 2 West Virginia was 4 touchdown favorites and lost to Pitt. Pat McAfee missing extra points in that game. A lot of bad memories there, but I guarantee you that game will be weird.
Yeah, 100%.
West Virginia is not good, but that game will be weird.
And then Pittsburgh gets the heart of that schedule the week after. They get to see Miller Moss in Louisville.
Louisville, tell you what, man, James Madison kind of gave it to him up front.
Yeah.
James Madison's D-line absolutely worked them last Friday night. That was impressive. I know Louisville got out of there alive, but definitely had my eyes raised.
I still think Louisville is good. I
agree. They've got good running backs. Miller Moss is good. They've got good receivers. Worry about the offensive line, but they've got weapons for days.
I still think that they're contention for the ACC, but I think it's going to be very difficult for Florida State is just like, holy smokes right now.
Yeah.
Offensively, holy smokes.
Hey, if GT beats Clemson this week, I think you're looking at a new ACC favorite, and it's probably the team in Atlanta.
Yeah.
OU goes to Temple. Could be a little sleepy there. It's 11 a.m. kick in Philly. So could be a sleepy spot. Iowa State coming off that win against Iowa has to go to Arkansas State for some reason. Could be an interesting spot there. And then SMU off the Baylor loss goes to Missouri State on the road, the newest D1 team. They're 28-point favorites on the road, but interesting nonetheless that a team who just made the playoffs is going to go to Missouri State and play a game.
Yeah. You want one more game, Ed?
I would love one more game.
Arkansas Ole Miss. Arkansas, lay it down, money line Arkansas over Ole Miss on Saturday.
Oh.
Lay it down, Taylon Green. I, as a Notre Dame fan, am terrified to play Arkansas, and I will be in attendance at that game.
Dude, Taylon's been an absolute dog this year. His O-line can't do jack shit. But my goodness, man, the man can absolutely move. And he is huge. Talk about a specimen. Absolute freak show.
Yeah. And Ole Miss is favored by 8.5 points in this game. So
yeah.
If you think Arkansas is worse than Kentucky, then you're special. I think 8.5 is very free in this game if you're not taking a money line. But I love it money line.
I think my favorite bet in that game would be the over. I think there's going to be points all over that field.
62.5.
Yeah, I think we're looking at like, would it be surprising to you at all if this game's like 38-35?
No. I think that Arkansas is liable to score 40 in almost every game they play.
If the O-line can hold up, they're going to score boatloads of points.
Well, their defense is tremendously bad this year. But offense, they are laying down the hammer on offense.
Absolutely. Which is a welcome change. You do love to see that from Pittman and the boys.
Oh, yeah.
Well, anything else that we need to hit? We don't have Ryder Cup this week, although we do have a PGA Tour event. We've got the, what is it, out there in Napa? I think 11 of the 12 U.S. Ryder, or 10 of the 12 are playing. Bryson's not playing, obviously, due to live reasons. And Xander Schauffele is not playing due to whatever reasons he would like to come up with. But all the rest of the team is playing out in Napa this week.
Good. That's and if you were on Bryson's live stream yesterday, you could have bought yourself a free Bentley.
Yeah, how about that?
It's a man of the people. Okay, that's what he is.
Rory won the Irish Open, his hometown event. He sunk a 30-footer for eagle to force a playoff, then beat some dude I've never heard of in said playoff. So congrats to Rory for that. And basically the entire European Ryder Cup team is playing this week at the BMW PGA. So Both teams are getting their last minute tune ups in. Ryder Cup is 2 weeks in Bethpage there in New York. That college football weekend combined with the Ryder Cup that weekend, I'm going to need more TV screens.
I will be at Notre Dame, Arkansas that weekend in a sleepy 11 o'clock a.m. start for the Irish.
Hey, get started getting hydrated early.
A scary spot for, yeah. I'm that of all the games on Notre Dame schedule, I am worried for 11 a.m. in Fayetteville.
Hey, at least we don't have to worry about the night out. We spent many nights in Arkansas, and well, they'd have to look pretty hard to find some stuff to get into.
Yeah. Oh yeah, 100%.
The lime strudels will get you places, but I imagine they've got a better operation at Notre Dame.
Well, they definitely don't get to wander the streets of downtown Little Rock. That is a guarantee.
Now, whenever you're in the moment, you probably, hindsight, it's like, well, maybe that wasn't our best idea in the world, but you know what? We lived to tell the tale.
Yeah, 11 o'clock, 11 p.m. riding Lime scooters through downtown Little Rock to a sketchy 7-Eleven gas station is probably not the greatest call. Yeah, something special, really.
Would I do it different again if I got to live life over again? Absolutely not. Those memories were good stuff.
No, nothing was like doing a pregame walkthrough in the parking lot at the hotel in Little Rock. That's a special memory.
Those were days right there, man.
Yeah, that and Golden Corral on the road. Nothing you could ask for better, honestly.
Hey, you say that, but then try eating just pounds of Western Sizzler before a game.
Oh God!
Talk about bad stuff.
I used to just not. Whenever we went to those restaurants, I just wouldn't even eat, and then me and little Nate would order Domino's pizza back to the room whenever we got back to the hotel. Every time.
Hey, it's tried and true.
Yeah,
I still remember one of these trips we went on. Lambert assigned me and Schmitty a presidential suite at the Little Rock Holiday Inn.
I do remember
on the top floor there. We had everybody up there. That was a good time.
I do remember that. Yeah, I remember sharing a room with Mark Henderson and little Nate. And
what a group.
And little Nate, well, until Mark left, and then it was James Love. But Mark Henderson, little Nate used to say, Mark, you got to sleep with Grayson. I said, Mark, you're sleeping on the floor, man. I'll tell you, starters in the bed, buddy. Get on the floor.
Go get on the cuck chair over there.
Nothing was. Hey, you know what? You guys got off scot-free because one of the weeks, Gage was hurt, and we're playing got to be at Henderson, I think. No, you know what? Gage wasn't hurt. He was playing, and for some reason, we didn't room together. And we'd room together every single time. And they put me in a room with Peyton Spencer.
Oh,
and
Lord.
Peyton Spencer has sleep apnea to the point where he might possibly die. And I didn't sleep a lick at all the whole entire night. Because this dude, I mean, there was multiple points of time where I was throwing a pillow at him. Like, dude, wake up so I could try to get my eyes shut. Yeah, I have videos on my phone of this guy snoring. And, I mean, he was shaking the room. It was so loud. It was horrible.
Oh, my God.
It was horrid.
That's just nightmare fuel.
Yeah, his poor girlfriend needs to get earplugs.
Can't imagine. How can you sleep with that much noise going on?
That it was like having. I mean, it's unbelievable. We turned the TV on. I turned the TV on and left it on, hoping it would mask the noise, but no chance.
Bad. So, well, good deal. And tell you what, I went to the simulator tonight. I've been in this scramble league. Me and one of my buddies down here. I'm absolutely flushing the golf ball right now. I am hitting the absolute crap out of it.
Well, we played on Saturday at Hidden Trails.
Okay.
And Tyler St. John's on hole 1 said, "How much are we playing for today?" I said, "Whatever you want." I said, I get 4 aside. That'll be good. He said he'd been playing every single Saturday or every single Friday because he's a member of the Greens now, so he's been playing every Friday. I said I haven't been playing that much, so I get four aside. He said okay. My par 1, par 2. He's like, "What the hell is wrong with you?" We get to number 3. I'd been smoking driver 2. Smoke driver right down the middle on number 3. Walk up there with 5-iron. We're 200 yards out. I hit 5-iron directly at the green, and I was like, "Oh, nice, I'm putting for par." He was like, "Dude, what the heck is going on?" We get up there to find my ball, not on the green. We look around the front of the green, not on the front of the green. We look around the back of the green, not on the back of the green. So I was like, maybe it's in the hole. So I look in the hole, not in the hole. Somehow I hit 5-iron 240 yards into somebody's backyard. It had to gone over the fence.
Holy cow.
I don't know how that's. I told Tyler, I was like, "Dude, my ball's over here somewhere," and he was like, "Well, we can't find it, so you got to take a drop." And I was like, "You're a real cuck, aren't you?" So I proceed to chip the ball all the way to the other side of the green because he made me drop for 3. So I chipped it across for 4, and then I 3-putted to make double when I thought I was putting equal. So,
what a bad guy.
How horrid. He hit driver out of bounds, so of course he wanted me to drop. Anyway.
Stadium Pulse was off the charts for him. It was,
I went up
just like the pro. It was just like the pro and Metter out there at where Ledgestone or wherever we were playing.
Well, I went up 4 holes to 0. Ended up winning 6 holes on the front.
Boy.
Yeah, 6 holes on the front. We get to the back. I offered him to press. He said, "I don't need to press." I said, "Okay, that's fine." So then I beat him on the back 9 holes. And then we did total score, which I beat him on. No, he beat me on the back 9 holes by 1. I beat him by total score. And then we got to hole 17 after I beat him on total score, and there was no way of him coming back. He said, "Can we press the last 2 holes?" And I said, "Sure, we could press the last 2 holes." We pressed the last 2 holes, and he won. He won 17 and lost 18. Or he won 17 and we tied 18. So he ended up getting his money back. What a cock. Anyway.
Golly, man.
Unbelievable.
Hate to see it. I mean, good to see you're hitting the ball, though. I mean, we've got the scramble coming up next Friday, and seems like we're rounding into form here.
Oh, yeah. I need to really put that on my work schedule. I completely forgot about that. I'll put it on my work
you might want to do that. We're going to have to that's going to be a late Thursday night getting out there, though. We're going to have to dial in the beverage situation for that night.
Yeah. Well, I'll have to be, as soon as we get done with that scramble on Friday, I'm probably heading back to
turn and burn.
Yeah, I'm going to have to head back to work. So it'll be
tax season.
There's nothing quite like it, man. It's something really special. So
yeah.
Anyways.
I've been bugging all my people trying to get their tax returns in, and boy, they are not listening to me. So maybe they'll listen to their accountants.
They don't. I got clients that deadlines in 7 days for your business taxes. I got clients that are still sending in documents. I'm like, well, you're super special, man. Super special.
Firmly placed up ass, just not doing a thing.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Just horrible. Anyway.
Well, until next Sunday, maybe we'll actually go on Sunday this week. Who could say? Although we've been working, we went Tuesday, then today was Monday. We're in line for Sunday next week. So
we're getting closer.
Yeah, we're getting closer. And it actually worked out. I was dog sitting this week for my parents, so I was down in Cleburne anyway. So kind of worked out. I was able to get back to Fort Worth today. We're all situated again, so it worked out.
There you go. That's what I'm talking about. So,
all right, brother. Good stuff as always. Until next time. Peace.